Oh, it used to drive me insane in the old days. At the men's shelter. Oh, it used to drive me crazy. It's like I used to see these men, black men, always black men, with these canes and these walkers and these wheelchairs and whatever thing they could find to move their butt to the shelter to stand in line, to eat lunch. Some homeless shelter somewhere around the country. Oh, it used to drive me nuts. It was like, oh my God, man. I was like, hey, because I used to see them and I was like, man, it's like, hey, it's all right, all right. It's like, yeah, you're playing up your disability, you're playing up your pain, you're playing up, it's like, God, it's like, how much sympathy can you, squeeze out of that walker or that, squeeze out of that, cane that you're like just about to fall over if you don't. Used to drive me nuts. I think the epitome was really, I think, a guy I used to call Gene in Phoenix, in downtown Phoenix, when I lived at a working man's apartment on 4th Avenue in downtown Phoenix. And he lived a block over at the HUD Housing Ghetto Project on 5th Avenue in downtown Phoenix. And Gene was about my age at the time, 14, 15, 13, 2013, 2012, that kind of time zone. And he and I would meet occasionally. Him with, of course, some younger black brother next to him. The token, with some beads around his neck or something. But we'd meet at a bus shelter off of 4th downtown for the bus to the grocery store. And I'd see him, and we every now and then I knew his story. I knew his story. I knew what a man he was. And anyways, in 2014 or so, after they changed management in the apartment building I was living in, it was no longer a working man's apartment. So, but I met Gene one time at the bus stop. And of course, as usual, he was spouting on and spouting off about what a man he was, his lovely apartment. And so I thought I'd push his button. And I did. I said, hey, Gene, I always see you with, this cane or this walker. How awful is your life? And it's like, oh, well, hey, thanks for mentioning, thanks for noticing that thing, you know. And I don't remember exactly what his disability was. I don't know what was documented by Social Security. And of course he was more than happy to tell me how hurt he was, how he was in such pain, and how he, paid such a price for this disability or that disability that he suffered at, and that only Social Security and their monthly check and housing and some HUD finance project in downtown Phoenix could only begin to make him feel okay. You know? Um, and, I just laughed to myself, that, yeah, years later, when, they were really getting rid of the disabled at his project on Fifth Avenue. And even, there was a young black blind man that used to get like a shuttle every morning to wherever he would go. I no longer saw him um, at the project on Fifth Avenue in downtown Phoenix. Even after he left, there was still Gene, and his machines, he upgraded from like a cane to a walker. Last time I saw him, he's like in a wheelchair being pushed by some, like 16-year-old Latina, suffering still. And the persecuted black man in the ghetto of downtown Phoenix.